Hello, it's Aubrey Bursch with Easy School Marketing, and today we're going to talk about your marketing budget and planning now for next year, because we know that's that time. January, February, early 2021 is the time to think about next year. So here's some questions I'd love for you to think about as you're looking towards next year. And hopefully they're going to help you in your planning and budgeting process. Okay. For marketing and development, it could go either way. Okay, so one, where are you seeing a return on investment? Now, a lot of times we'll throw money at Facebook ads and Google ads or like this software or something like that. And we won't go back and look at it, how we're using it and if we're actually seeing a return on investment. So, it says low power mode. Okay, so anyways, that is one thing to ask yourself, because it's really important. Because if you're not seeing a return on investment, for example, if that's not indirectly or directly leading to getting more students in the door, retaining the ones you have, making, your whole marketing and development world simpler and easier, then it's not worth keeping. For example, like when we're working with clients, like I make sure that we're giving them a return on their investment so that they want to keep working with us. Because if they're seeing success and if basically our services are paying for themselves, then why would they stop working with us, right? So return on investment is key. You might want to be asking, like, where do you know how many leads are coming from one type of software ads, like looking at your admissions process, like are those open houses actually worth your time and energy? Is that annual auction that you put on for fundraising actually bringing in enough revenue? Or is it just the same people bidding and it's burning out your staff? The indirect costs associated with it, right? So that's number one. Here's number two is, what can you do to create more time for high impact projects? So as we're looking forward and looking at your budget, now is the time to say, okay, these are the projects I know are going to make a difference in the next year. Okay. What do I need to get off my plate now, either by delegating, or outsourcing? What do I need to get them off my plate so that I can focus on the things that are actually going to move my school forward? And this is a huge question, and everyone seems to have a little trouble looking it over and trying to reimagine what this might look like. But if you were to do a time audit of your days, where are you spending the most time, and is it having the highest impact? If it isn't, delete it, delegate it, or outsource it. I mean, if social media is taking up a whole bunch of your time and you're not seeing a direct impact, you either reduce it, you can delegate it, you can outsource it. I mean, we take over social media channels all the time because it's just one less thing that people have to do for small schools, and they can focus their attention on relationship building and everything else. That's huge. Okay, the next question, this is a good one. What predictions can you make about next year? What do you need to see for next year? So, the way we see this is, what predictions can you make? Now, people might say, well, Aubrey, COVID-19's here. It's hard for us to make predictions about next year and enrollment and stuff like that. And I'm like, you have to play multiple scenarios right now. So for your marketing and development budget, that's the same. What do you see happening next year? If I were to look into a crystal ball, one of my scenarios would be like, okay, let's say you have a whole bunch of public school families coming in, spring 2021, yet they're all planning to bail spring 2022. That's going to impact your budget and planning. You're going to have to focus on a lot more retention efforts and a lot more, admissions and marketing roles there. Absolutely. And that might impact your fundraising because you're thinking about, okay, these people aren't really invested in the school. I mean, obviously, we all hope that they will be turned into lifelong people at our school, but we just don't know. You've got to play out every scenario, and you have to play it out by, saying what's worst case, what's the best, where's somewhere in the middle, and where do we need to be to thrive, okay? Those are the questions. It's putting on your crystal ball hat and looking into the future and figuring out what that looks like, and then marking your planning and your big projects around that. Like, I would be asking, is it worth our time and energy to put together the magazine that goes out to everyone? Or should we instead be focusing on X, Y, and Z? Like, what's the return on investment, which we talked about it. And then is that supporting the predictions that we have for and the needs and resources we have for looking into 2021 and 2022? What does this mean for your retention? I'm looking at all the questions I wrote down. What does this mean for your internal and external marketing, efforts? Where will you see the need? Where will you need to focus your energy? So these are all great questions to ask yourself, and I hope you're taking some time, set aside half a day. I know that's a lot, or at least an hour. Give yourself an hour to go through your marketing budget and your development budget and say, all right, what are predictions? Ask yourself these questions as you're going through it. It's really important. And I'd love to hear from you. Tell me how your budgeting and planning are going as you head into next year. I'd love to hear. I look forward to chatting with you soon. Take care.